Hello and welcome to another update. In this one, we'll be starting out in the north of the Donetsk front. We see that the Russian forces have advanced within the Bakhmutivka village. And if we look at the recap, we can see that they've captured a significant part of the center of the village, leaving just the western outskirts left for the Ukrainians to control, which indicates that the Russians will soon capture this village and they will reach the highway from the northern side as well, which will give them a better control over the northern side of Avdiivka and allow them to continue their attempts at enveloping Avdiivka from the south and from the north by attacking both Novokalynove as well as Shiverne from the south at the same time. Further north in the direction of the Bakhmut front, we see that the Russian forces are continuing their attacks in the northwest, southeast and north of Pereskovivka. There's been further geolocated confirmation of the Russian forces controlling Krasnogora. Then they are continuing the attacks from the east towards Pereskovivka. They are also continuing the attacks to the south of Pereskovivka by the highway, and they have reached and cut off the highway to the west of Pereskovivka. So the current route which the Ukrainian forces are using is one that goes through this western road or just the open field. Either way, there's less than 3 kilometers between the Russian forces through the south and to the west, which means that any point that the Ukrainians will try to retreat from or resupply or send reinforcements through will be within the Russian armed forces range of both artillery, mortars, tank, any weapon they have is within range. So the Ukrainian forces have no way in or out of Pereskovivka and will have to stand and fight or retreat under heavy fire. And the Russian forces are closing in from both the north and the east at the same time as they continue to close the distance between the two forces to the south and to the west of Pereskovivka. To the northwest of Soledar, we see that the Russian forces have also captured a significant portion of this area west of Soledar, as they have reached the river line here to the northwest, as well as captured to the north and the south of this area, expanding their zone of control and getting closer to Selizhnyansk. This is also very significant because this southern part in the direction of Vasyukivka is at a higher position geographically than the eastern part, which indicates that they were planning on taking this southern part of Vasyukivka before attacking Vasyukivka, as this is within the valley and direct attacking at a leveled ground in the direction of Vasyukivka, while this is attacking from a high ground and allowing them to have the advantage when attacking Vasyukivka. Now, a different thing we have to look at is the possible locations of mobilized forces. So previously I had some estimates as to where they were, and those have now changed. As for Belarus, I have no idea, as there has been constant large movement of troops and equipment all over Belarus for the past 3 to 4 months, which means that there's no clear indication as to where the forces are located, but it is most likely around Pinsk, Mesir and Gomel. As for the eastern part, there's been geolocated satellite pictures of Russian troop development in early January to early February, and they indicate that their forces are mainly located by Kursk and Voronezh, which means that the Russian forces are most likely going to be focusing their large offensive here in the east in the direction of Sumy, Kharkiv and the Oskil River. And the northern forces seems to be spread out, which means that it's most likely for defensive purposes or as a distraction to the Ukrainian forces, as right now the Ukrainian forces are building defenses all over the whole front line rather than at a focus point, which means that the Russian forces have the advantage of concentration of forces, as they can concentrate their forces wherever they want, and the Ukrainians wouldn't know exactly where their concentration would be focused around, especially with the large amount of troops the Russian forces have collected in Belarus. That's all for this video. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Hope you all have a great day.